The boy saw a pool of blood on the bed and cautiously smelled it. Instantly he panicked. He knew this was his sister's period. He quickly led his sister to the bathroom to clean up, even took off his clothes to make sanitary pads, and sternly warned his sister never to let their parents know about this. Because a girl getting her period means she has fertility, and the landlord had been eyeing her for a long time. Their parents would surely sell her, but on the next day, the matter was still exposed, so he immediately ran to. Through the door's crack, he saw the landlord and his sister, heavily made up, sitting on the sofa. Thinking of the boy downstairs, he immediately understood. Zane, the landlord, came to propose marriage. Nobody remembers his age this year, not even his biological parents. Only through medical testing did they discover it. His real age is only 12 years old, yet his face is full of unimaginable weariness. At this age, he should be carefree and playful, but instead, he has to use his youthful body to set up stalls. He delivers water and takes on odd jobs so his younger siblings can have extra food. When Zane sees a school bus passing by, his eyes fill with longing. After a busy day, it's time to go home. The landlord gave her instant noodles, saying they were specially bought for his sister. Zane thanked him at home. Short on food, he turned around and threw it into the trash because he knew the landlord had ill intentions toward his sister. With too many children at home for the parents to handle, they directly chained their feet at night. Zane and his younger brothers and sisters lay on the dirty, smelly floor, while the parents shamelessly rocked the cradle nearby. Zane turned around to cover his sister's ears. Zane had thought that as long as he obeyed, they could endure even the harshest hardships. Until one morning he woke up and found bloodstains on the bed, and his parents had also adorned his sister with heavy makeup. They were preparing to sell her to the landlord. It's never the last straw that breaks the camel's back, but every burden weighing on them. Born but not raised, how can they have a home? That night the boy stayed awake all night. He knew that rescuing his sister was urgent, so he decided to run away from home with her. To this end, he made thorough preparations, first packing his luggage, then going to the supermarket to steal some snacks. He also got the sanitary pads his sister needed most, even arranged with a driver. Everything was ready, but when he returned home to take his sister away, he was desperate. His parents were roughly taking his sister away, and the boy could no longer bear it. It was his first time openly resisting his parents, but what good would it do? He was just too young. Since he couldn't stop them, he decided to beg bitterly, but his parents were ultimately cold-hearted. The sister still couldn't escape the clutches. The boy watched her leave, fuming silently. They are unfit to be parents. The boy is completely disappointed in them. This home no longer has any meaning to him, so he decided to leave. But he's only 12 years old and discovers the outside world is harsher than he imagined. He wanted to find a job, asking everyone, but they either thought he was dirty or too young. Zane was so hungry that he went to a bakery, but he couldn't even afford the cheapest bread. Even so, when confronted with adults' apparent acts of charity, he consistently kept his distance because he understands that in the adult world, there is no genuine charity, only cold transactions. One day, the boy came to the playground and tore open the statue's clothes to expose its chest. It was his instinctual longing for maternal love. Coincidentally, a black girl witnessed this scene. He couldn't help but laugh. She is also unfortunate, having smuggled into America and having a child out of wedlock, so the child naturally couldn't be registered. Seeing poor Zane, she decided to adopt him. One evening, she brought back a cake. Though it's left over from others, it was Zane's first birthday since his birth. Zane wiped the tears from his eyes. He didn't know when he was born, but decided that from now on, every year on this day would be his birthday. Finally showed a long-missed smile. When the black girl went to work, he stayed at home, diligently taking care of his child. Zane gradually. However, happy times are always short-lived. Sister Hay shattered their happiness with her own hands. To register their child, she spared no effort to obtain false documents, and in the end, even sold her own long hair. Although they were very poor, she still gave all her love to the child, but an unexpected event occurred. The failure to obtain false documents caused Sister Hay to be quickly arrested by the police. Now, she faced deportation at any moment, so she did her utmost to hide that she still had a child. Meanwhile, Zane had waited for a long time and finally realized things couldn't continue like this. So he tied a broken pot to a stolen skateboard, then placed his younger brother inside and began wandering. To support his brother, he used every possible means. Lying to receive aid, obtaining formula milk, bathing his brother in a car wash. Sometimes he had to tie him with a rope to prevent him from getting lost, and when out of options, he even had to sell drugs and beverages. Although it solved their basic needs, it was not a long-term solution, and the torment of reality. Zane considered abandoning his younger brother multiple times, leaving him by the roadside. Yet his brother reached out to chase him. Forced to tie his brother's feet, Zane sat nearby, watching from a distance. Ultimately, no one picked him up. Unable to make the ruthless decision, desperate Zane sold his brother to a fake ID dealer. Half of the proceeds were counterfeit money, while the remaining genuine cash sustained him temporarily, as he reflected on every step. Though his heart brimmed with countless regrets, he was powerless. He hoped his brother would be adopted by a good family so Zane could finally leave the despairing place, but lacked proof of identity before going home. He went to a barbershop. While the barber cut his hair, he cried. After returning home, he immediately searched for his documents without speaking, but his mother still noticed him. She scolded him and asked where he had been. He directly asked his father for the documents, but his father rudely pulled him over. A pile of papers scattered before his eyes, including eviction notices and bills that needed to be settled. There was no proof of his identity, so Zane's father kicked him out. In that moment, Zane realized, cried, and questioned his father about his trip to the hospital. His father told him, "Your sister has died." Zane knew her body hadn't fully developed. She died because the landlord failed to contact her, driving Zane to lose control. He took a knife from the house. He furiously ran and stabbed the man who killed his sister. Zane was later arrested and imprisoned. During a visit, his mother delivered more bad news. She was pregnant again. This was already At the 8th child, the boy knew the unborn girl would continue his sister's tragedy. His parents, for fleeting joy, chose to have a child, but not raise her. Simply beasts, the young boy tiredly told his mother, to get out, and even threw away the snacks she brought. He had long been utterly disappointed with his parents by the evening. Zane lay on his bed, pondering, and dialed the television station's number. He told the host, "I want to sue my parents. Since I was born, I've lived in hell. I only remember violence." The gentlest phrase I've ever heard was, "Get out, you trash." Zane's accusations received widespread attention, leading to the scene where he sued his parents. He hopes that parents who lack the ability to raise children will not have more. Otherwise, those children would be like him, never seeing any hope. Parents do not need vocational training. But not everyone is suited to be parents. After the case was concluded, the government issued Zane an ID card, and he was finally no longer Black Tiger. He can also go to the place of his dreams. May every brave child be treated gently by this world.